Chosen one, September 30th. Gold transfer. Listen, this is not an ordinary day written into the calendar of time. This is a day marked with divine ink, a day already shining like molten gold in the eternal record. The whispers in your spirit, the inner signs you have been sensing, they have not been empty echoes. They are confirmations that September 30th is holding something extraordinary, something rich, something radiant that can only be described as a gold transfer. A moment where God Himself steps forward, orchestrates the unseen, and pours into your life not only the provision you have been awaiting, but the weight of heavenly glory that makes everything change. This is why you are here. This is why you have endured. This is why nothing that came against you could stop you. Because on this appointed date, what was stored in heaven for you begins its release into the earth. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because the fullness of what is unfolding must be grasped in its entirety. And write in the comments your warmest wishes and the number 777. That act, simple as it seems, aligns you with the frequency of answered prayers. It is a declaration that you are ready, that you believe in the movement of God, and that you choose to energize the space around you with expectation. When you write your wish, you are not only sending a message outward, you are inviting the energy of abundance inward. And on September 29th, when the gold transfer arrives, you will feel the echo of what you released return multiplied. This is a day of wishes fulfilled, a day of alignment, a day that sets the tone for everything that follows. Now, Chosen One, press the hype button under the video and like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Chosen One, September 30th is not a date that arrives quietly. It is charged. It is alive. Imagine the weight of gold, its density, its shine, its permanence. Gold has always carried meaning. It represents value that does not fade, strength that does not rust, wealth that cannot be erased by time. Now imagine that gold being poured into your story by the hand of God. This is not just about coins or bars or material gain. This is about a golden atmosphere that marks you, a golden authority that clings to you, a golden elevation that speaks louder than opposition. When God transfers gold, He transfers identity. He transfers honor. He transfers the visible evidence that you are chosen and cannot be ignored. For years you have carried the weight of lack, the silence of delay, the mocking of voices that doubted you. But those delays were not denials. They were refinements, fires that tested and proved you, like gold being purified in the furnace. Every tear you shed was liquid proof of your resilience. Every night you endured was a hammer strike shaping your destiny. And now the gold is ready. It is not cheap metal, not counterfeit shine, but true, eternal, tested wealth being handed to you. September 30th is the unveiling. It is when the unseen vaults open, when the invisible doors swing wide, and when you see that what you were waiting for was never lost. It was being prepared. This transfer is not quiet. It resounds. You will feel it in your spirit before you see it in your hands. You will sense the weight of God's movement before your bank account registers the numbers, before the opportunities knock, before the unexpected calls arrive. It begins as a surge, like fire in your bones, reminding you that heaven never forgets its promise. The date is not a coincidence. September 30th is the end of a month a turning of a page, a symbolic moment when cycles close and new chapters begin. That is why this is the appointed day of gold. It is the marker between what was and what will now be. Chosen one, you must see yourself standing in this moment, as if you were at the edge of a river, overflowing with molten gold. The current is strong, rushing, undeniable, and you have been summoned to step into it. Do not imagine small trickles. Imagine waves of golden abundance, the kind that alters landscapes, the kind that cannot be hidden, the kind that makes even those who doubted realize God's hand is unmistakably on you. This is the kind of transfer that reshapes your story, reshapes your family line, reshapes your influence. This is the kind of transfer that turns those who once pitied you into witnesses of glory. The gold transfer of September 30th is not arriving because of coincidence, nor because of human arrangement. It is arriving because God decided it was time. Time for you to carry the substance of heaven's wealth. Time for you to rise beyond the shadows of insufficiency. Time for you to embody the brilliance of divine purpose. You have walked long roads that felt barren, and you have seen others crowned before you. But you were not left behind. You were being positioned. And when positioning is complete, the transfer begins. Do you feel the alignment in the air? It is like the silence before a storm, except this is not destruction. This is abundance. Clouds heavy with gold are gathering, not to bring rain that passes away, but to pour out streams that endure. You are stepping into an hour when your hands will no longer feel empty, when your name will no longer be overlooked, when your journey will no longer feel like endless waiting. The gold transfer ensures recognition. It ensures weight. It ensures permanence. Chosen one, imagine the vaults of heaven being opened, the locks clicking loose, the hinges moving, the chambers of brilliance releasing what was always yours. That is what September 30th carries. It is a divine unlocking, and you have the key because your endurance forged it. The gold was not ready until you were refined. But now, both are ready, and the meeting point is this very date. The story of your life is shifting. On September 29th, you may have felt unnoticed. On September 30th, you carry gold. On September 29th, your prayers may have still felt unanswered. On September 30th, the answers arrive in weight, in shine, in undeniable form. That is how sudden God moves. That is how dramatic His timing is. Not slow trickles, but sudden downpours. Not whispers, but thunder. Not small gestures, but overwhelming abundance. You are not walking into this day empty-handed. You are walking in as the recipient of wealth, written into your destiny long before your birth. The gold is not random. It is marked with your name. It cannot be stolen, cannot be diverted, cannot be claimed by another. God Himself is ensuring the delivery. He has signed it, sealed it, and chosen this very date for its arrival. The transfer is also a marking. Gold clings to those who carry it. It shines, it reflects light. It cannot be hidden. Likewise, after this day, you will not be able to hide the evidence of God's hand upon you. People will see it. Enemies will witness it. Generations will be touched by it. It is not for display alone. It is for transformation. It transforms your family, your influence, your legacy. It is wealth that outlasts you, wealth that ensures your name is not forgotten. You must picture this not as a fairy tale, but as reality breaking in. The signs are all around you. Strange alignments, unexplainable feelings, sudden shifts. These are not random. They are the tremors before the release. Gold is heavy, and when it begins to move, it shakes the ground. September 30th is that shake. The tremor that signals something weighty is entering your life. The heavens are deliberate. Nothing is casual. That you are hearing this message right now is proof of alignment. The gold transfer is not general. It is personal. It is yours. It has been moving toward you in the unseen, and now the date has caught up with destiny. This is why you have been sensing urgency. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why your prayers have intensified. Because heaven has been preparing you for the delivery. Chosen one, this transfer does not simply give you wealth. It changes your stature. It lifts you from overlooked to undeniable, from questioned to confirmed, from waiting to possessing. It puts in your hands the proof that God funds His own, that He rewards endurance, that He crowns the chosen with gold. The earth will see the evidence, and the doubters will be silenced. This is September 30th. This is the gold transfer. This is your story now. Chosen one, the gold transfer unfolding on September 30th is not simply an event. It is a divine proclamation. When God moves, the world must adjust. When He releases wealth, it is not only to fill your hands, but to send a message across the earth. You are stepping into a moment where the invisible becomes visible, where the whispers in the spirit realm turn into tangible evidence in the natural. Think of how the rising sun does not ask permission to shine. It simply breaks the horizon and forces the darkness to retreat. The same will be true of the transfer set in motion for you. It does not negotiate. It does not seek approval. It bursts forth because the hour has come. All that has been hidden beneath the soil of time begins to emerge in this season. You were not forgotten in the silence. You were planted. And when something is planted, it is meant to rise. September 30th is not the arrival of something foreign. It is the emergence of something that has always belonged to you. Like gold veins running deep beneath the surface, unseen by human eyes, waiting for the right strike of destiny to reveal them, so too has your wealth been waiting for God's timing to unearth it. This is the unveiling, the exposure, the release. You may ask, why gold? Why not silver? Why not something else? Because gold has always been the language of permanence and the measure of purity. Gold is resistant to decay, untouched by corrosion, immune to rust. When God places gold in your life, He is saying that what comes now will not fade, will not be lost, will not be temporary. The abundance arriving on September 30th is not a fleeting gift, but a lasting inheritance. You are being given something that will outlive seasons, that will outlast trials, that will stand as evidence long after the noise of the moment has quieted. There is also a weight to this gold, a seriousness that cannot be dismissed. You will feel it in how people respond to you. Doors that were locked will swing open. Tables where your name was never mentioned will now have chairs waiting for you. Conversations that excluded you will now revolve around you. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. When God places gold upon your life, He demands recognition of what He has crowned. The earth responds not because of who you are alone, but because of what you carry. And what you carry now is undeniable. Chosen one, consider how long you have endured the fire, the rejection, the delays, the losses. These were not wasted moments. They were the flames that proved your worth. Gold must be tested to reveal its purity, and you have been tested. Each time you thought you could not go further, yet kept moving, you were being refined. Each time you were pressed, but not crushed, challenged, but not broken, you were being purified. And now that the fire has completed its work, you are ready to wear the weight of glory without crumbling under it. This is why the transfer is happening now, because the process prepared you. There is also a rhythm to God's timing. September 30th is not late, not early, but exact. Think of the seasons, how winter cannot arrive in summer, how spring must wait for the snow to melt. In the same way, the gold transfer could not have come before now. It needed the right season, the right alignment, the right spiritual climate. This date is the meeting point of heaven's intention and earth's readiness. That is why the weight you will feel on this day is unlike anything before. Do not picture the transfer as silent or invisible. When God moves, it is seen. It will show up in opportunities, in provision, in doors opening suddenly, in unexpected favor. It will arrive in the form of recognition, resources, influence, and honor. You will not need to chase it. It will find you, because it is written with your name upon it. What has been moving toward you in the unseen will manifest in ways you cannot ignore, and others will not be able to ignore it either. This transfer is also generational. The gold being poured into your life does not stop with you. It flows through you. Like a river carving its path across landscapes, it will shape your family, your descendants, your legacy. Children unborn will one day walk in the blessings of this transfer because you stood, you endured, you believed. September 30th is not only your day, it is the day your lineage is marked. Chosen one, recognize that this is not about mere material wealth. Yes, resources will come, but more than that, it is about authority. Gold is symbolic of kingship, of rulership, of being set apart. This transfer places a crown upon your head in the unseen. It distinguishes you in ways that are deeper than coins or accounts. It elevates you into a place where your presence carries weight, where your words carry influence, where your very existence radiates divine glory. Think of the silence before this. Think of how often you felt overlooked, bypassed, diminished. That silence was not absence. It was set up. God was preparing the contrast so that when September 30th arrived, the difference would be undeniable. The world will not be able to reconcile how quickly things shift for you. But you will know it is not sudden. It is fulfillment. Fulfillment of promises whispered in lonely nights, of prayers prayed in tears, of endurance that refused to break. The gold transfer is also a vindication. Every mocking word, every dismissive glance, every underestimation, you will not need to answer them. The gold will answer for you. It will stand as evidence that you were never forgotten, never forsaken, never overlooked. It will silence the voices that tried to reduce you and amplify the truth of who you always were. Not by your power, but by God's decision. This is the season where heaven puts you on display, not for vanity, but for testimony. You will shine not to boast, but to prove. You will radiate not for ego, but for evidence. The gold is not only for you, it is for every watching eye to see that God raises, God crowns, God funds, God fulfills. You are chosen, and this transfer is the seal. Chosen one, the wait is here. The gold is moving. The transfer has begun. September 30th is not only a date, it is a destiny. Chosen one, the unfolding of September 30th is like the striking of a great gong in the heavens, a sound that cannot be ignored once it has been released. What is happening in this gold transfer is not small, not hidden, not casual. It is monumental. You will sense it in ways beyond the natural. You will feel the shift in your spirit, as though the air itself carries more weight, as though every step you take is heavier with glory. This is because gold is weighty, and when God places it in your life, it alters the very atmosphere around you. People will not always be able to explain it, but they will sense it. They will know something has changed. They will know that you are marked. The gold transfer is also the culmination of cycles that have long been turning in silence. Think of gears hidden inside a great clock tower, moving day after day unseen, until the exact moment when the bells ring out. You have been living through the silent gearwork of destiny, and September 30th is the striking of the hour. The bells are ringing. The sound reverberates, and the evidence cannot be hidden. This is why the timing matters, because what seemed delayed was simply alignment, waiting for its moment to reveal itself. Chosen one, do not reduce this moment to numbers on a page. This transfer is not merely a balance being filled or an account rising, though such things may indeed happen. It is larger than that. It is the breaking of a spiritual dam, the unleashing of a flood that was long held back. Imagine a river swelling behind a wall, pressure building year after year, drop after drop, until one decisive moment when the wall gives way. That is what September 30th represents. The wall cannot hold back what is meant for you any longer. It bursts forth, and once it flows, it cannot be stopped. Every trial, every hardship, every delay was part of this pressure building. You thought you were being emptied, when in fact you were being filled. You thought you were being diminished, when in fact you were being prepared to overflow. God allowed the pressure because He knew the release would be worth it.